Hi, and welcome to another Tabletalkers intro session, this time featuring Uzot, played by Rain.
Hello, I am Uzot.
If you would like to describe your character.
Absolutely. So, when you think of a goblin, my character is probably the most stereotypical version of it. Little, 3 foot tall guy, green, little beady eyes, pointy teeth, nice pointy ears, probably a couple pieces missing out of them. He is wearing a beautiful black raven type cloak, and underneath is his nice, lovely chainmail. And upon his shoulder, not always, is his pet weasel. And it doesn't have a name, it's just Weasel.
Oh, the nameless weasel. Alright.
His name is Weasel.
Well, how'd I pronounce my own thing? Why did I design things that are spelled so fucking strangely? As a fledgling paladin of Xiphus, you do have to report to the local clerics of your area, over in Rakteshir, to be sent on a mission every now and then to deal with some amount of undead or something going wrong. You're kind of the force portion of it.
Alrighty.
At this time, you're being called into basically a briefing chamber, whereupon your mother, who is a cleric of Xiphus, has something that she wants to send you on.
Alrighty.
So as you walk in, she will look up from her papers and go, "Uzot, hello there. Come take a seat."
I just approach and take a seat.
Okay. We have tales of some shamblers over to the southwest, probably about a day's march out. Do you have any reason to think that you could not take care of this one?
This is kind of my job, so I'll make sure I can take care of it. I don't have anything busy for the next couple of days, so I should be good.
Very well, find your equipment and head out. I'll expect you back here in a couple of days.
I just kind of nod my head and then I start to head out to gather my equipment from, I assume, my house. Or her house, I guess, if I live with my mom still. I'm a goblin, I'm probably only like 8.
Doesn't matter in the goblin world, man.
Nope. Adult.
So in that case, you're going to gather your shit and you're going to start heading in that direction.
Yeah, I gather the essentials. Gotta grab my shield, my sword, my guitar, and my weasel.
Okay.
Life's essentials.
The weasel just kind of does weasel things and finds a nondescript part of your armor to kind of settle itself in.
Yep, pretty much. It has exactly no uses. It just makes for a brighter day.
Alright. Anything special as you make your trip that way?
I mean, of course I'm keeping my eye out for any dangerous situations, and of course I'm a goblin, and I am a collector of shiny things. So if I happen to see anything that catches my eye, I would like to approach it, but
Rektesh is made primarily plains, but I guess you could keep your eye open if you want to make an investigation check to see if there's any shinies on the ground.
yeah, let's go with purple. Purple seems like a good idea. Purple was a lie. That would be a 10, sir.
Okay. Probably about half a day into your journey, before setting up camp, or as you're setting up camp, you find a long since trodden copper coin.
Old copper coin.
It
Not
looks
gonna let
fine.
that pass.
Oh, a penny.
Gotta pick that up. Alright, so I imagine I set up camp, and of course it's just myself. So I'm probably pretty used to traveling like this, aren't I?
Yeah, every now and then, yeah.
Alright. Now the area that I'm in, is it a dangerous area to have a campfire set up?
Not particularly. Unless you're like also broadcasting that you're like a wealthy merchant.
Nope. I'm just a guy traveling with a weasel. So I'm gonna, of course, have a campfire set up. That way, I imagine I can cook my rations if they're not already cooked. And I'll probably just strum a couple strings on my guitar just to pass the night away.
Would you like to make a performance check?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how good I do. Guitar, rock, heavy metal, gotta use the metal die.
Bonk.
Performance. That is a 16.
16. As you said, it's just you and your weasel, but as you're playing your more calming nighttime stuff, you see it kind of curl up in a corner of the tent and fall asleep.
Oh, it's like a lullaby. That warms the heart. Well, if nothing else is interesting happening, I imagine I can go ahead and head to bed after playing for a little while.
You snuggle up in your bedroll and your little windbreak and find yourself asleep before too long. One person traveling alone. There's always a chance I can roll it. Yeah, no. Dawn comes to no real event.
Alright. The sky lights up with the sun, so I imagine it's probably time to head back that way to the southwest so that I can, continue with my mission. My quest.
Yep. Continuing your march southwest, you see in the distance the huge mountains of Diakov just kind of doing their mountainy thing. Like far off in the horizon kind of deal.
I like mountains.
Moving across a stream at one point, you, however, do... What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is...
It's 10 plus your perception modifier, if you don't have that written down yet.
So I'm proficient in it. Do I add that?
Yeah.
14.
Okay. You do hear what sounds to be like a rush of uneven steps as you head down a hill. Like they're not in a particular hurry, but you certainly hear it.
As I'm heading towards the stream?
Just about the same time you're crossing it.
Okay, so because I heard that, I'm gonna just make sure that I have my shield ready, which I'll be carrying it anyways, but I'll just have it ready, and I'm gonna look around to try and see if I can find the direction the steps are coming from.
Passive 14. Yeah, it's a little bit west of you.
Alright, do I just hear the steps, or can I see anything?
You cross the edge of the hill and you can see what appears to be a orc that has long since met their end. And they seem to be shambling around aimlessly.
Said long since met the end,
They're
so
long
they're
dead.
pretty blood. Huh?
They're long dead.
Oh, so they're dead, but they're still moving.
Yeah.
Well, knowing my job profession, I imagine I'm pretty used to seeing something like this. And can I tell if that's the
That certainly seems like a shambler.
Okay. So, already my scimitar and cautionally approach it just to see how it wants to make its first move.
It seems pretty generally passive, but as you get nearer to it, it begins to shamble in your direction. Unless you would like it to just walk up to you, I can go ahead and call initiative.
Yeah, I don't want it to walk quite up to me, so.
Okay. We'll say it's about 25 feet away. How's that?
Alright, I can make that.
Okay. So roll for initiative as I find the combat music. It's somewhere in here, I swear.
I could have rolled better. Maybe the orc rolled worse.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, since it's just me, I rolled 11.
Okay, 11.
Yes.
Zombie's not winning any speed rounds anytime soon. It's on you.
Alright, how's the terrain look around me?
Mainly flat. About 50 some odd feet back there's the river, but it's really not doing much.
Alright, I don't really have anything apart from just whack it.
Just whack it.
So, yeah, just whack it. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna about 25 feet away. I'm gonna walk up to it, and I'm gonna go for a swing with
Gonna whack
my.
it.
I'm gonna whack it.
Whack.
That is a 22.
Yes, you hit the zombie.
I hit the zombie.
It's not that hard to hit the zombie.
Looking at some of my gear, I should have done something slightly better than what I did. But...
We're here now.
And I whack it with 8 damage.
8 damage. Alright. You take your scimitar and you cleave a portion of this thing away from its torso. It doesn't seem particularly perturbed by this, but it's also a zombie, so I mean... I
gotta aim for that head.
It, however, is now going to attempt to... It's going to attempt to grab you.
What is it? Is that an acrobatics?
Acrobatics or athletics check to not get gravity grabbed by the zombie too.
Let's do acrobatics. It's an 18.
Alright. As the zombie attempts to grab you because it rolled a natural 1, its left hand, the side that you kind of cleave some stuff off of, grabs onto your mailed part, and then as you dodge yourself away, it just kind of begins to rip it from where the seam is.
Oh.
So still holding on, the zombie's left hand is still on your shirt, but I mean, not connected to the form anymore. So I mean, that's cool.
Am I able to notice if it's still moving, like... Or is it just caught on me by pure leftover grip?
It doesn't seem like it wants to let go.
Well,
it didn't like immediately go limp or anything.
Okay. I'm not that worried about the hand yet. If it starts creeping, then I might be freaked out. So I'm gonna go for another whack on this. Now, if I do like a cold shot for its head, like I know that's with disadvantage, but that wouldn't have any difference on how I do it.
It
like
might.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do a cold shot on its head.
Okay, disadvantage.
Yeah.
I hope you can hit the zombie with disadvantage.
Okay, I wish... I rolled a natural 20 my first time.
Well...
But that doesn't count.
You fucked that up, didn't you?
Yeah, that would have been beautiful. Instead, it's a dirty 20.
That's enough for a zombie.
Alright. Come on, hit die. 7.
7?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 15. Okay. You... Because it's an orc and you are a goblin, and you are pretty small, you kind of have to do one of those jumpy style slashes at it, but whenever you reach the ground again, you can see that probably about a third of its general skull area has either been fractioned or sliced off by your attack. Zombie won't grab it. Go and try again.
Alright. Well, this die did me pretty good last time, so let's see what it does. An 18.
18? Well, I can't roll above a 10, so yes. It
Alright.
tries to go for you again, but it just... Yeah, you're fucking wily.
Yeah, Dex Paladin. Let's see if this one does. Use the 20 on that one. So.
What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna try and whack it again.
Whack.
Whack.
Making any called things, or...
If I try to go for the head again... Yeah, I'm gonna try and do the head again.
Alright.
Ooh. How about a 15? Does that hit?
Yes, it hits the zombie.
Okay, zombies.
Most things other than a natural one are gonna hit the zombie. They're really not known for their dexterous dodging abilities.
Don't you know zombies? Quick moving.
Ah, yeah. No.
It's gonna be 8 damage.
8 damage. It gets to make one of these. That is not it. So you finish caving in the top of the zombie's form, and as it kind of falls down and begins to slump to the ground, you can see a small black speck of energy leave its form and travel upward before disappearing.
Oh, black energy. Alright. That's peculiar. I wonder... Is there any particular way that I'm supposed to turn in this job, or do I just tell them that I got it?
They'll take you at your word for the most part.
Okay. So I imagine the hand is still probably on me, correct?
It seems to have decided it wants to live there forever now.
I'm going to try and pry it off.
Easily enough done, so you just kind of break it where it says no.
Alright. Now, even though the zombie's the orc's pretty beaten up, is there anything on it that I can, like, any special markings on its skin or anything, or any items in particular?
Looking at it... Investigation.
Investigation. Ooh. 10.
10? No, it just seems to be probably a hunter type of some sort that just became Zambi food. Or Zambo.
And I'm just in the middle of a plains area, correct?
Yeah.
Can I roll I don't know if you want to do a nature investigation. Could I get like a general idea of like where it came from?
Well, I mean, if you want, you could probably start trying to follow its path, but who knows how long you'll be traveling, or trying to follow that thing.
Well, I just want to make note of like which way it traveled from.
Yeah, that's easy enough. It looks like it was traveling westward.
So it came from the east. Alrighty, I make that note in my mind. And, I don't know, I imagine I wouldn't bury it. So, uh,
You might want to like
is
burn
it?
it or something if you want. Paladin of
Well,
Death, how you want to do this?
well, that's what I was gonna ask. Is how dry is the grass around me?
Not particularly dry. You're kind of right next to a river.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and gather up the hand and everything, and have it in a nice, neat pile, and use my tinderbox, and try to just burn it.
It takes a while, but eventually its clothes and later parts of itself do catch, and you burn the dead body.
All right. And I don't want a forest fire or anything, so I just keep an eye on it, and whenever it's pretty much all put out, uh, I make a note, looking at it, and I state, "Death is not the end," and I just start heading back to turn in my job.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like that's how this is going. Gotcha. Anything special on the way back to where you set up camp last time?
I mean, like I said, I'm always just trying to keep an eye open for anything shiny.
Well,
But apart from that,
that's more or less your passive perception.
yeah.
And there has to be something.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't. Not really proficient in any other tool set except for an instrument, so I couldn't really find any use in a lot of different herbs or anything.
Okay. Well, in that case, you get to where you set up last. Get to where you set up your campsite last time. Setting things up, going to bed. Right?
What?
You get to
I
where
didn't
you.
get that.
Is something going wrong with the call?
No, I just didn't catch that.
Oh, you get to where you set up your camp last time. Just putting things up and going to bed?
Yeah.
Okay, fair. You do so. Looking at the area, what's actually there. Yeah, you make it to morning.
All right, that's a good start. All right. So morning time, I pack up my campsite, and I just start heading home. I got probably about a day's travel left, so
Yep. You travel your day and you make it back home.
all right. It is to be assumed that my mother that gave me the job would be back.
They're probably in their cleric place, yes.
That place, yeah. Can't remember if you called it a temple or not. So,
I may have.
but okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go in there because I gotta turn in my job, get paid or something. I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna keep my gear on me, just because I don't want to waste the time walking to the house and then going all the way back.
That's fine. So you make it back to your mother's office. She kind of looks up.
I found the orc that was wandering around, dead but still alive. It seems like it traveled from the east, but apart from that, it was a simple job.
Anything of particular note?
Nothing that I could find. Torn up clothes, standard orc.
All right. Good job. We'll call you when we need you. get the training in the meantime, I suppose.
Now, when she said training, is that in the cleric way or is it just a paladin way?
Whichever one you want. I'm not going to stop you from taking a cleric level, but I mean, paladin.
I'm gonna just continue with the paladin.
Your next level would mean Schmite.
Schmite. Absolutely. Can't miss out on that.
It's like it's broken. Because it is.
Only yes.
Alright.
So, I imagine the village that we live in, or maybe just my house, there's probably some type of training dummy that I just do some regular sword routines. Maybe a couple shield bashes on it.
Yeah.
Show it who's boss.
Friend, you might have a shorter session. Alright. So, you go to training, you do your things at night like you would think that you normally do. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright. You go to bed. Hiccup. Let me get this last hiccup out of the way. They're attacking me in force. Okay, this sucks.
Oh jeez, yeah, you don't want that.
Speaking of being attacked in force, during the night you begin to hear pounding on your door.
Pounding on my door.
Yes.
So I get up, and I don't have any type of slot in my door to open, do I?
No, I mean you could probably go around a window or something and look, but aside from that,
Yeah, I don't want to. It's the middle of the night. You never know. I'm just a tiny little goblin, so I'm gonna peek out my window, see if I can see anything.
it looks like one of your neighbors, just kind of pounding on the door.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open it because I'm probably pretty familiar with them.
Open the door, and it's initiative as you look into their face and see that their eyes have been replaced with two black reflective surfaces.
Oh boy. Oh dear. Let's see.
It has been a long time since I actually had to run combat.
It is a 6.
A 6? Well, shit,
Yes.
That means I actually have to roll because it has a chance of winning. Alright, well, I guess you're kind of taken by surprise by your friendly neighbor not being your friendly neighbor anymore as it attempts to grab you.
So let's do it acrobatics because I don't want that to happen.
God damn it, come here, you wily little goblin thing. I need to touch you.
I mean, it has a chance.
Fucking-
That's gonna be a 13.
5!
Ah,
You, in your panic and surprise, managed to back out of the way with not so loving embrace.
So, as my action, could I, because I don't have any weapons or anything, because I imagine you don't sleep in chainmail and everything, could I possibly try to push him away as my action, use my bonus action to disengage, and use my movement to get to my gear?
Not as a paladin, you can't.
As a goblin, I can.
Oh shit, you're right. Well, in that case, you don't really need to push it away any. You can just
Alright,
disengage.
well, I'm gonna disengage, get over to where I can at least grab my shield and my sword.
Alright.
Alright,
Your AC is now 2 plus your dex modifier plus 10. I don't know if you actually have armor or not.
maybe I don't have my chainmail put in because
Well, you wouldn't be able to wear chainmail as a dexterity-based thing anyway. If you've calculated it, you'd probably have studded leather, which is 2 AC. And then you'd have your dex modifier, which is...
4.
Okay, so that's 16. What? No? Yeah. Yeah, it's 6. Yeah. And then if you're wearing a shield, that brings it up to 18. But
Okay.
right now you don't have your studded leather, so you're at 16.
Okay. So I need studded leather.
Because I think that Paladin gives you chainmail for free, and studded leather is cheaper. So you can have it.
Alright, fair enough. So I'll just remember that 16. So I made my movement, I made my bonus action, and
Your sword and shield are easy enough where you can pick them up without having to really use your action to do so. And your house isn't that big, so you could utilize like another 15 feet and go back in there for a hit if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I want to try and whack it.
Alright. Goodbye, neighbor friend. Whack.
Alright. He brought it upon himself. At the very least, I hate doing this called shot, but if I could get it to where he couldn't move real fast, I mean, he's a zombie. He's
going for the legs?
Going for the legs.
Alright.
I mean, if he's a goblin as well, it's a different story, but if he's taller than me, really just swinging straight. So,
chop them kneecaps.
going for the kneecaps. Alright, so I rolled pretty much the same thing. 19?
Yes, it's a zombie.
Yes. Going for the knees.
Let's see what kind of damage you deal.
7.
7 damage? Okay. You chop this thing in its kind of knee and thigh area. On the area where you actually like manage to bite into it, it seems to kind of slump a bit in that direction. It's not like immobilized, but it looks like it might be a little bit awkward from now on.
Alright. One more hit and then I will be good, but that's the end of my turn, so.
Alright. You're still standing there. Come here, god damn it. Okay, it's not garbage this time. Another acrobatics or athletics check to get out of the grab. Or resist the grab.
Ooh. 12.
18. You are grabbed.
I am grabbed. Well, that is not how I wanted.
That is its turn.
Grabs me. So I'm grappled, no movement. Can I? I'm not able to swing my sword, really.
Yeah, you are.
I am?
Yeah. You just can't walk away.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna swing. That's, yeah, just a standard swing. I rolled an 18. I imagine it hits.
Yes. Go ahead and do damage.
7 damage.
7 more damage. And you're what?
I'm reading here. Maybe I have this wrong, but as a goblin, I have it wrote down that I can deal my level extra damage with a spell or attack to a creature.
It's called Fury of the Small.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said that this was an orcish person, but it's an orcish person. So if you would like to use your Fury of the Small, you may, to make that 14 a 15.
Yeah, I'll make it a 15.
Alright. So you very quickly take your scimitar and you just begin chopping at this thing. You manage to get some good cuts in. It, however, is still okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now you're grappled. I've got you right where I want you. I need you to make a con save.
I'm
As
okay.
this thing begins to open its mouth and a stream of black viscous liquid begins to flow out of it onto you.
Gross. Well, I got a 22.
22? Yeah, you're... This stuff is gross, but no thank you.
Just gonna worm out of the way.
You just
No.
spit it out of yourself, wipe it out of your eyes.
Just blink frequently so that it makes you cry.
Alright, your turn.
I can't remember. How do you try and get out of a grapple? Do you have to do a strength check?
Yeah, you need to make a athletics or acrobatics check, but it will use your action. So in other words, if you try to do that, you can't attack something.
Okay. Now, because a goblin can disengage or hide, I would have to disengage.
You would have to get out of the grapple before you could disengage.
Okay.
Which would be your action. Or you could just hit this thing.
Yeah, I'll just hit it. See how this goes. 13.
13? Yeah, it's a zombie.
It's a zombie. 6 damage.
It's not 7. How dare you? Changing it up on me?
I rolled a 2.
You smack this thing, and it seems to kind of stutter for a moment, but it seems to be barely hanging on.
This thing is relentless.
It's a zombie. That's what they do. Okay, it's its turn.
Con save.
Well, it seems as though the openings in your head weren't enough for normal use, so now it's got to make more openings. So it would like to try to bite your face.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's see here, it is a +3 to hit, so that is a 7. Fuck! It doesn't hit you.
Oh.
You managed to squirm your way, interposing your shield, and just no, this thing until it manages to stop. Your turn again.
My shield as a hat. Stop being confused by shield.
Finish this thing off.
Alright, I'll whack it. For a... I'm hoping a 9 hits.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's hard to miss.
Hard to miss. Noted. And gonna hit it hard. I'm gonna hit it with a 9.
Alright, a 9?
Yes.
You begin whacking at this thing again, and eventually you manage to remove its head from the body. And it slumps. And you see another one of those little black orby things ascend. And then...
Oh, make note of, I forgot to tell her about that.
You did. You really did.
I even wrote it down.
You really forgot something important.
Well.
Yeah, this happens now.
Dang. Okay, well that happens twice. Because it's my neighbor. And even though I'm a goblin now, I'll loot it. I won't loot it. Because I know better.
Well, as you're brushing the body off and getting a larger view of the situation, you see that various parts of your village area are now either wreathed in combat with people fighting against the horde or ablaze.
So I can't go back to bed.
You can. I may not suggest it.
How long would it take for me to put my stud leather on?
Probably just like a minute.
Alright, I definitely want to do that. Tie strap here, tie strap there. Tight goes those britches. Alright, I'm gonna run out and I'm gonna go to the cleric temple area and see if I can find my mother and try and inform her of the black orb of energy.
As you head toward the actual cleric temple area, you can tell that this is where most of the combat is actually taking place. There is a sizable horde outside of that area.
Beautiful. Is there like a back entrance or?
Running around it, it looks like where people are most of the zombies are, and where people are not, there's X amount of barricades and stuff to stop things from getting inside. So they're kind of ignored by the things trying to get inside.
Hmm. Uh, well, if the zombies are where the people are at, eventually I have to get there. But I don't want to go from the back of the zombie horde to the front of it. I'm hoping to, if I'm able to, could I get through one of the barricades?
You might be able to find a way to worm yourself inside.
I'm a little goblin guy. You want me to make a acrobatics check?
Well, it would be an investigation check to find somewhere, and probably a stealth check, and probably another check after you find the place in order to determine, depending on how it is barricaded, and then probably a stealth check to see if you get in there without being detected. So, investigation check.
Investigation check. Alright. It's a 13.
13. On one of the windows, you see an area that was kind of shoddily done. Like they were in a hurry or something. But it's still kind of nailed there. So in order to get that thing off of there, you're going to have to make either a strength check or an athletics check to physically pry the thing off.
I'm not good at either one of those. Let's see, athletics check, and because I'm using broad force, metal, go. Oh, that is a dirty 20.
Alright, yeah, you kind of interpose part of your shield and utilizing the power of leverage, you undo the board thing. Let's see how quietly it is you manage to actually manage this, though.
Quiet dice, go. Damn. Let me just tell you, it is not quiet at all.
So the not so quiet dice.
It's a 1.
Okay, so in the process of this, you hear this loud creaking noise, the sound of nails and boards being pulled apart from each other, and you can see a few of the shamblers outside notice where you are and begin to head in that direction. But you shimmy yourself in through the hole you created.
Now, these zombies, shamblers, they're bigger than me, correct?
It's a mixed bag.
Okay, I'm going to definitely try to put the board back.
Okay. Athletics check as you find a nearby brick thing that they probably used to put the nails in the first place.
Athletics check. That's a dirty 20 again.
Alright,
I'm rolling a lot of 18.
well, you're every time it comes to strength, you're doing fine, but your dex things are just kind of failing.
Yeah.
Weird.
Go figure, my dex build.
You hammer the thing back in there, and you think that it looks okay.
Oh, jeez, I don't want to just assume. But I have to. I'm on a mission. They're not that fast. Hopefully people can take care of them. I'm going to trust it, probably regrettably, and go and find my mother.
Okay, you... Damn hiccups. You travel around the church-type area, and you, before too long, find your mother. It seems that they are kind of helming the defense. You see that they are casting various cleric-y type stuff into the crowd of things. It looks like they're kind of busy, though.
Is there any arrows nearby?
Arrows?
Arrows.
Not particularly.
Okay. Well, they're trying to hold off the zombies. I'm gonna run up next to her, and as she's trying to put up boards, I'm gonna inform her. The zombies, when the zombies get stopped, they emit a black orb of energy that floats up.
I've noticed.
Well, okay. And as I do that, can I pull out my short bow and try and fire an arrow into the crowd of zombies?
You can.
All right. Let's see how well I do. 14.
You absolutely hit one of the mooks out there. There are, however, a seemingly increasing number of mooks out there.
Yeah, but every little bit helps. I do 7 damage.
7?
Yeah, to that single mook.
Okay.
So they're putting out wards. There's a horde there. She knows about the energy. What would I do in this situation? I can't keep firing arrows because I'm limited. Because of the wards, would I be able to... Well, I'm not going to be able to defeat this whole entire horde of zombies.
It's not really wards. It looks like they're casting more like combat variant spells. It's just toward the ones that look like they're becoming, or would be the ones that would be entering the area.
Okay, of my knowledge of this town, is there a high point that I could get to without, like, the zombies being able to, like, just break in and grab me?
That's the problem with living on the plains. There's really not.
Well, I meant like a taller building or...
You're probably in the tallest building.
Okay, well, I don't want to attract them all here. So I slowly slide my guitar away.
Doop, 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 doop.
I'm gonna holler at her and be like, "How do we stop this?"
It doesn't seem like she has an answer, and she's currently preoccupied making sure that none of them manage to get past the effective firing line people have set up.
Jeez. Okay. Well. Just a simple paladin. Clean up the mooks.
But now there's a bunch of mooks.
There is a bunch of mooks.
It's a little bit more than your paladin powers can deal with.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to run because that is not the right thing to do. Okay, so if I'm able to look out, is there anything that I can see that might help with the situation? I don't know, like, I can't cast magic. I can't... Maybe I can rig up some type of barricade or trap or something.
You got something creative in mind?
Well...
I didn't like the sound of that well.
I mean, I have rope, and there's a whole bunch of them right there, correct?
Yeah, there's a lot.
I wouldn't have the strength for this.
Don't assume that.
Okay, so with the rope, and if they're in a giant mass, would I be able to... Probably using 2 arrows. Would I be able to wrap the rope around them to where I can kind of confine them all together? I mean, it wouldn't technically stop them, but it would make them easier to deal with because they wouldn't be able to disperse more. And
they're already as bottlenecked as they're likely to get.
Alright, and are they just like in the doorway or are they in like a room?
Effectively, they're coming through the doorway, but the doorway has a bottleneck. Everybody else is very busy dealing with the horde of neighbors trying to come inside.
As a tiny little goblin, would I be able to grab a table and try and push them out the door?
Would you like to brute force a fucking zombie horde?
I would like to try it. I mean, worst case scenario,
They eat you.
Yes. I am a zombie.
I mean, if you really want to try this, you can try. There's
don't
probably
see-
like a little pew type that you can pick up and use, but
I can't think of any other option apart from just simply running.
I'm just curious as to what your in-game is.
Well, if I can push them through the door, then we should be able to close the door, correct?
Mayhaps.
And if we're able to close the door, then we can bombard it, like put barricades up to where they don't have to cast so many like combat spells, and that would free up a couple of them to where they can find a solution. At least that's my train of thought.
You can try to pick up a table and push the horde.
I will try this. Worst case scenario, disengage and run away. Alright, come on, die. Give me a natural 20. That'd be great. It's not a natural 20. Would it just be a strength check?
Athletics.
Athletics? That's better. It's 18.
Not enough against the horde, though. You pick up the table and you run against it, and you're kind of... There's no real give either side. Now you're kind of stuck behind the end of a table against a sea of moving bodies that all want you kind of not alive anymore. They're kind of trying to reach around it, but they're clumsy and can't really see you too well. So every now and then they'll like grab onto a chunk of your hair or almost get your nose.
Can I just keep pulling the table back and forth and bashing them with it until I knock them all out?
Maybe if you were a strength character.
I am not a strength character. With my dexterity, can I try and get out of this?
Would you like to say, okay, I'm sorry, I fucked up and run away?
Yes.
You disengage and run back to where you were.
Yeah.
You see one of the zombies kind of trip over the table that is now just in the way.
Hey, they're all the ground now.
And then it gets blasted by a bit of sacred fire.
So, okay, with that as well, I have rope again. So going back to this rope, could I possibly tie it on something next to the door and run it about head length? Because zombies are pretty stupid. So I imagine that they would run into it and fall over.
So what you actually wanted to go with is like shin height.
Yes.
So the problem there is, well, you don't really want them moving forward to be in a situation where they're falling down.
Yeah, I know, but I can't think of... Oh yeah, my mother's obviously not going to help much. She's trying to fight off the ward.
They are busy.
Everyone outside is either dealing with fire or... Oh, dang, could I just... What's the building made out of?
This building is probably like a primarily wood with some bits of stone parts on it structure.
Oh, I killed that idea. I have to get out of here. And even though I want to help everybody, like, if I stay and just start whacking them with my sword, I'm going to die. It's almost guaranteed because, like...
The numbers overwhelm.
Yeah. But if I get out, I don't know what I would do from that point. Help people in one-on-one combats? Okay, well, am I able to look outside at all?
You look outside, you see a bunch of zombies kind of running around and chasing people down, or some ones that are on fire kind of succumbing to their fire wounds.
So the fire seems to be affecting the ones that are on fire, correct?
Yeah.
Of my knowledge, is there any area in my village, town area, that would have oil or like preset fire arrows?
Well, you have some oil lamps here in the church. There's probably a store of oil in like the general store if it's not already on fire. But nobody has like fire set up.
I mean, it might start burning buildings, but a little bit of building collateral is better than everyone being dead.
Looking toward the doorway, you can tell that the horde is actually starting to make progress inside.
You said the doorway's wooden, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so this might be a bad call. But using the oil lamp that's nearby, I'm going to dip one of my arrows in it. And catch it ablaze and try and shoot one of the zombies in the doorway.
I'll let you do that with a bonus action fire. Fine. Go ahead and hit that undead son bitch.
That is going to be a 17.
17? Yeah, absolutely, the zombie.
I rolled good. I'm gonna do 10 damage.
Okay.
With my arrow.
And now I'm gonna roll something to see if the arrow actually manages to catch that thing ablaze. Look at that. You can see the various garments about the zombie begin to catch fire.
Now, you stated that they're pretty bottlenecked, so would that possibly lead to the other zombies catching a blaze too?
Probably.
Alright, so we got a burning mass of zombies in front of us.
Yeah.
Are any of them falling?
Every now and then, and every time one falls, you see another little black mote take to the sky and...
So, the fact that they're... zombies, even though I worship the god of death, zombies wouldn't really fall in the line of god of death. They would fall under the line of god of life, correct?
Basically. They're kind of seen as heresy to you guys.
Okay.
And your passive perception's 14.
Yes.
You hear an inhuman roar begin to seemingly appear off in the distance.
That's not good. Alright. So I got a burning mass of zombies. They're falling, but every time one falls, they're being filled back in. So that solution, with enough time, might take care of it. But, is there... So here's my idea. So if I'm able to get outside again and make enough noise and just run, because zombies are slow, could I possibly lead them to... You said that stream was nearby. I imagine zombies...
Well, it's over a day away.
Okay, never mind. And there's no body of water closer than that?
Not particularly. There's, like, a well.
Just push them in the well. Well, I want to try and, like, lead them away. That way, like, maybe someone else can help me with this situation. Because there's so many freaking zombies. And that roar is not good. But I don't know what that is.
It sounded big.
Sounded big. Probably don't want to face that thing. Can't play Robin Hood all day long. I have 8 more arrows.
See, zombies are scary if there's just a lot of them.
Yeah. And zombies aren't afraid of anything, are they?
They're kind of real stupid.
Kind of real stupid. So, okay.
What you got?
On that note, is there any like ravines or giant holes or just pits?
No, there's not a pit to nowhere nearby. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm mostly not doing a lot inside of this area. I need to try and get out again and see what I can do around the town to help the situation.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and leave the temple.
You get over to the window. I'm assuming you look outside before you actually go outside?
Absolutely.
I have the hiccups and they just won't go away. As you are looking outside, you actually manage to see, like, in what looks like various reflections or just a shape being caught in the smoke from something else. You see something the same texture as the motes that have been leaving these zombified creatures. Except it appears to be a large mass of them, all formed together in a amorphous shape.
So it's like that black energy all in a weird shape.
Yeah. And you actually see it overcome someone who's running away from a patch of zombies. You see what appears to be like black veins just appear all over this poor goblinoid creature's everywhere before it passes by, and the thing itself carries on nonchalantly, or well, comparatively nonchalantly, and that thing itself begins to stumble and perform very similarly to the other zombies.
So this giant black mass of energy is turning things into zombies.
Looks like it.
Hello.
Oh, wait. So rain session's going this way. That's interesting. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm not exactly prepared to vamp alone, though, so I mean... Did not have a contingency plan for this. Just gonna listen to things for a minute.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. So am I still able to get out?
If you want to, but that thing's out there.
Regrettably. It's just a giant wall of energy. I assume an arrow won't do anything, correct?
Maybe, maybe not.
Expend another arrow and see what happens.
Are you gonna open up this barricaded window thing, take out your bow, and just launch an arrow at this thing?
I thought there might have been a crack big enough for me to shoot an arrow out of.
No.
If not, no.
Not particularly. Okay. So never mind that.
Never mind that.
It does seem to be heading toward the church entrance.
Okay. What happens if I got down and started praying to my god?
Roll me a D100.
A D100.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a dangerous game, I see. No. Definitely needs to be a metal die. Increases my odds.
That's it.
Holy shit, I got a 98.
Huh. You begin to entreat the god of death. You do not hear anything back or anything like that.
That's disappointing. I tried. Well.
As you open your eyes from your prayers, you, over the heads of the zombies, see the amorphous shape coming to the front of the church.
Like that giant black mass?
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus. Um, does the fire seem to be having any effect on it?
Well, it hits the entryway of the area itself, and it is repulsed by some unseen force, which lets you hear another ghastly just wail from it.
So I can assume it's probably some type of necrotic thing. So it's getting some type of radiant damage, or at least some radiant ward. And I imagine. I also have.
Come on, what you got? As it goes to violently collide with the barrier once again, and you feel the very foundation of the building shake.
Let's see if I can naturally hit. Like, I can actually shoot it now with an arrow, correct?
Yeah, you can.
I don't know what to do in this situation. I wasn't prepared for this.
I told you before we started I would lie to you bold-faced about what's about to happen.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn it. This roll is going to be wasted. So I rolled a natural 20, but I'm assuming the arrow does absolutely nothing.
The arrow flies through the amorphous mass, seemingly to no effect.
Such a beautiful waste.
But you hit it real good.
Dead in the center. Okay, it's at the front. That window I got in is in the back of the building, correct?
It's like the side area. But you can see various parts of this thing begin to kind of coalesce into these appendages, which it's then using to just beat against the side of this area. You see a crack begin to go up the doorway.
Do I know of any artifacts or equipment inside this church that might have something to help against this thing?
Your mother has a lockbox in her office. Maybe.
I feel like that might be a waste.
She's just at the front casting everything she can think of to try to deal with this thing, but most of it seems to make little enough impact to not really care, or enough to kind of annoy it, but not really enough to kill it.
Alright, next question. Is there a window in my mother's office where the lockbox is?
So running back to your mother's office, you do not see a window in its particular area. Would you like to make an investigation check to try to find this box, as the building is just at this point in time shaking and you can hear cracking coming from the roof and sides?
Yes, Okay, decent roll, 19.
19. You very, very quickly loot through some of these various areas and you find the lockbox.
So I don't know what skill it is to try and pick the lock, but I'm not going to be very good at it. Definitely not in this situation.
Well, let's see here. You don't have thieves' tools. Are you going to try to pick the lock with something?
Nope. I'm not going to try to pick the lock. I'm going to try and bash the lock off of my shield.
Strength check.
Yep. They've been going good so far. Let's see how well it goes. Could be better. I don't add anything to it. A 14.
You get your shield up and Captain America style wham it into this thing, and as you do so, you can see a sigil of Xiphus appear around the area where you hit this thing, and there is no damage on the box.
It's protected by the god.
And as this is happening, you can hear screams coming from the front room, as it seems that the fire has begun to spread significantly more than it had before, and the pillars around the actual doorway itself, keeping it up, seem to be on their last legs.
So I'm gonna grab the locked box, and I am going to try and find a window to escape out of.
You grab the lockbox, and as you're in the process of trying to get out and escape whatever the hell's going on here, there is one final ear-splitting crack as various pieces of the roof begin to cave in upon everyone there. Cave in around everyone, including yourself.
Jesus. Okay, so I am buried under all this.
As a matter of fact, you are knocked unconscious by it.
Well, I can't really do anything if I'm unconscious.
This is very true.
What about my weasel? What is my weasel doing? Is it trying to save my life?
I'm sure it's somewhere in your armor. If you would like to remind me of your weasel during moments where I can obviously kill it, please continue to do so, and we'll see what happens.
I don't know what weasel you're talking about.
Exactly.
It's not like you're familiar. You can't just cast a new one.
You might want to think about that.
Okay, so I'm knocked unconscious under a pile of rubble with some mystery box and Satan at the door. All
Yeah.
right.
You don't know how, but you eventually find yourself awake. You don't know how much longer, how much later it is, but you can see a little beam of light through the rubble kind of just shining on your eye.
Beam of light.
It's called the sun.
Ah, a very bright beam of light.
Yes.
As I get up,
You cannot. You are trapped underneath rubble.
okay. I can just see the beam of light. I can't see anything else, right?
No, you're pretty fully covered. Fully covered.
Jeez. If they're still all out there, I don't want to scream for help. Oh my god. What type of situation is this? Am I able to push through any of the rubble, maybe freeing myself a little?
You can make an athletics check.
Alright, let's do that. See how well this goes.
Don't fuck up.
17.
17 is not fucking up. It takes a while, but you begin to kind of squirm your way to where you've got your arms freed, and then begin to kind of work on your legs and unbury yourself. Actually emerging from the pile or trying to keep yourself still hidden in the pile.
I want to try and still stay hidden, but I want to be able to get to where I can at least see around.
Okay, make a stealth check.
I might be halfway. Damn, natural 20 plus, so natural 24.
Man, you don't manage to collapse little bits on top of you, and then just sit there, exposed. Getting a vantage point, you look around. It seems that most of the, you can see a few bodies around you, but it seems that anything that is still animated has left.
What about a big spooky black cloud?
You do not see a big spooky black cloud.
I feel pretty confident about this, so I'm going to go ahead and get the rest away out of the rubble.
Okay. You unbury yourself.
That's pretty much a waste of another 20. Damn it. Alright,
Not my fault, man.
Dice gods, why are you doing that? Am I able to see my mother's body?
You cannot see her. You do not know if that is good or bad.
Okay. So the village is pretty much destroyed, right?
Kind of peering around additionally. It doesn't look like there's much left of this particular settlement.
Okay. Damn, do you think this all started with just killing a simple zombie? Knowing roughly where the rubble is and the layout of the church temple thing, would I be able to like find the room that my mother was in whenever she was fighting and try and like dig in the rubble to find her?
That would be the central hall, near the door.
Alright. Central hall near the door. I imagine I know where that's at.
Yeah, you saw a lot of people fighting here last night. going over in that direction and trying to find out where someone is, it's not too long before you hear and some very feeble movement over to the side.
Okay, I'm gonna go towards that.
You go over to it and begin to unbury where you heard the sound coming from, and you see your mother, but she seems to have been impaled by a ceiling spike.
Oh. I knew we shouldn't have installed those. They were just decorative to begin with.
Well, they were called support beams, and then everything kind of broke.
Like I said, just decorative.
Right. Leaf roof, the best roof. No leaves ever fall down and hurt people that bad.
Yeah, it's only the stakes. So I'm gonna get real close, and obviously I don't know how to heal. Oh, wait, I have lay on hands. Does that help anything?
Your hands begin to kind of take on a bit of a glow as you begin to channel holy energy through them, but your mother will kind of feebly grab your wrist and look at you and shake her head.
Alright, sad. This is very sad. Mother, what do I do?
She'll kind of eye the lockbox that you've already acquired, and you'll see a slight smile as she reaches to her neck and kind of yanks off a necklace key thing and hands it to you. And then she will just say, as you did earlier, "Death is not the end." Very feebly.
Of course, this is a very emotional moment, and my little goblin guy here, he's going to be shedding tears, and he's not going to be focused on the box right away. But after he has his moment of breaking down and crying, he comes to a realization. She's right, death is not the end. He's known that from his...
While you're sobbing, she's also going to say, "Make this right."
Right.
And then it looks like she will begin to dramatic timing succumb to her wounds.
Just body goes limp as breath of air escapes.
Effectively.
Alright, well, with the knowledge that death is not the end, I'm gonna take the key and open the lockbox.
You do so. Inside you find like a more decorative version of your mother's holy talisman that she had. You also find what appears to be a black dagger of some sort, along with a necklace that looks a bit like a smaller mirror.
Alright, I am just making notes. Do I recognize any of these items?
No. Other than the talisman.
And you said it was slightly bejeweled, right?
It looks like it is more like more time and care has been put in the crafting this thing. It looks embellished. And the difference between it and a normal talisman is like if you saw a mithril dagger as opposed to a normal dagger.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. When touching any of the stuff, do I get any type of feel or?
Not particularly at the moment.
Okay. Well, I tuck the stuff in my pockets, and I guess I don't really need the lockbox anymore.
I mean, it's a box of a magic lock. You never know when you could find a use for that.
Alright, I'll keep it. I'll probably actually just keep the items within it too.
Okay.
So, All right. Looking around. I mean, obviously, it's just chaos. The village is destroyed. I don't even have a general idea which way to head.
Well, as you're thinking that, you do see what appears to be a lot of shambling-style footprints heading off in a direction.
Alright, so seeing these footprints, knowing that I gotta make it right, I'm gonna probably start to head off that direction, but before I get too far, I'm gonna stop and think and look around the village and try and gather up any equipment that I can possibly gather. Like any type of rations, any type of spear gear, arrows, if I can find any.
Okay, I'll talk to you about that momentarily.
Okay. And of course, the good old shiny stuff.
The fire did a hell of a number. But with you taking off toward where it seems that all these things have gone, unless there's anything else you want to do here in the village, I'm going to go ahead and call session there.
I can't think of anything else that I should be doing.
Unless you want to take care of the bodies in a big old funeral pyre.
Yeah, I probably should do that.
Okay, do that, Cleric of Death, man.
Alright, I mean, it's gonna basically be the same thing as earlier. Just gather all of them. Of course, like I said, I hate to take the stuff off of them, but loot the bodies if in a better term than that.
Man.
And then basically just put them not so much in a pile, but kind of just rows, and use the oil that you said that could be laying around from oil lamps and general store and stuff, and just kind of burn them, and just kind of sit there watching the flames. And I mean, I have to burn my own mother, so I'm especially looking at her, saying, "Death is not the end." So.
Okay. Do you feel like examining the little mirror?
Yeah, like that's what I figured that I would check the stuff out like when I open the box.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, later on, as you're actually, like, doing stuff, just kind of sitting there by the giant, smelly bonfire.
Yeah, because I bet that smells amazing, because I think I'm a goblin. Yeah, I'm gonna check out all of it, including, like, the box itself.
Okay. Well, it's a very ornate box. Like, it looks old, and it looks pretty well used. The dagger doesn't seem to be terribly, like, descript one way or the other in, like, its form or shape, but the blade itself seems to be carved of some black material that is inset with runes of some type.
Okay.
The holy symbol, you've really been more on the side of the physical aspects, so aside from it being a really good holy symbol, you really can't tell too much about it.
Just see a smudge on it, kind of do that whole and wipe it off,
Basically.
keep it shiny.
And as you pick up and really examine the small mirror necklace, it looks like the mirror part itself has really been smudged, either by yourself or through the years.
Definitely a genie lamp. Gotta try and clean that too.
Okay.
Clean the holy symbol.
You kind of nonchalantly clean off the holy symbol, and you can see reflected in it a somewhat spectral looking image of your mother, who appears to be smiling.
Huh. Am I able to talk to it? Like, can I just, like, questionably, like, mother?
You say that, and it doesn't really move.
Alrighty. Well, with that in mind, I'll keep it at least and, like, remember what she looks like, I guess.
Well, as you turn somewhere else, the image is no longer there.
Oh. So, just because I don't know how it works, I'm gonna try and wipe it off again to see if like she comes back.
You wipe it off, there's no change, but if you put it back where it was before, you can see them there again.
That's creepy. Turning around like anywhere else, am I able to see like anything, like anyone else, or
You can see a number of dead people.
I'm gonna put the necklace on.
Okay.
Doesn't do anything. It just still has an image on people of people.
If anybody happens to be reflected in it, yeah.
Noted. I don't know what to do with that, but okay. Sees dead people. Alrighty, sir. I will still be a little amazed by the necklace, just because it catches me off guard. I'm going to gather any findings that I can just to prepare myself better, and then I'm gonna head off into the direction of the zombie, like the zombies all stampeded.
Alright. As you head off in the direction that the horde of now lost townspeople seem to have gone, I'm going to go ahead and call session here.
Alrighty.
Okay. Any statements for your solo session?
Didn't expect that. Thought it was gonna be real easy, like a couple zombies, maybe not whole town, and then the cloud of just pure dark energy. That was, whew. Sad beginnings tell for great stories. So,
Listen,
wait
I'm at this point I feel like I have a quotient of dead families and I'm doing pretty well on all these solo sessions. It just keeps happening.
well, I can't wait to see how this goes.
Alright. So then, we're gonna try to get Dylan into this. So if you're on stream, give me just probably, honestly, about half an hour. And we'll get him up to speed and ready to go for his. Otherwise, until next time, be seeing ya.
Bye.